Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the TheCivShow Podcast, where we suck so you don't have to. I'm your host, MoySauce.
Razing Zozo.
And Nystagmus.
And today we have special guest Inquisitive Otter on the show. Inquisitive Otter, welcome to the show. Happy to have you on, bud.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We're happy to have you here. Let's just dive right into it, and let's talk about the previous week, the first game out of the two games that we had to play last week because of some technical issues. You were playing Blue Moose Teddy, I was playing Portugal, Zoe was playing who?
Germany,
and Nystagmus was playing
Norway. My favorite Civ in the entire game I was playing. He's also the best AI ally ever, like the best.
Well, apparently AIs are better with naval now. I don't think I've played enough AI to know yet about
I wanted
that.
to make a lake boat just for old time's sake. Make a bunch of lake boats.
Well, in that game, Inquisitive Otter, you were being very inquisitive and were building a ton of science. I think you had over 100 science on turn 50, if I'm not mistaken. What was your game plan that game?
So I think ever since like turn 30, I had all three of your guys' science combined. Something like that. It was pretty ridiculous. But to be fair, I had a really, really good spawn. Like the mountains are spaced so perfectly, they can always have a +3 campus wherever I basically put them.
Mm-hmm.
My plan was to just, I don't know. Actually, what I really wanted to do is have kind of a secret, like, I don't know, fleet of battleships. Okay, so I put 3 kind of off your border, and then 3 off of everybody else's border, and then the same turn I'll go in, move it next to the border so that you'll see them, and then the same turn I'm moving into the next person, and then attack all 3 guys at once.
What?
That's what I wanted to do. That was my plan all along.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm like low key happy that the game bugged and we didn't have to finish that.
That was that definitely tried my patience. That game with the 4 reloads. Like, oh god.
Yeah.
It's if my computer loaded faster, it'd be fine. I would not get like that. But yeah, that game was that bug got. I think in general we just have to have a rule of thumb. Our guests will host. That way we'll all go by, because I think that works the best ultimately. When our guests host the game, I find that often ends up working better. When we have these bug issues, because we've had this before. Yeah, I recall being on a guest where we had to eventually have. I think the last time was it Foibles that we did. We had to end up having him host us.
I don't remember that at all.
I don't remember this either.
I don't know.
Maybe some parallel universe or something like that.
I'm sure it's out there somewhere.
I'm sure there's a timeline that exists.
I thought it might be due to that additional units moving around there. And like a large map, you have a lot more units moving, and it's going to sync up with everything.
That's what I thought too. I think the map may have been too large, just for multiplayer. Because I know even in multiplayer, you're limited to 8 civs, no matter what. Like for AI anyway. So then when we maxed out the amount of city states, I think maybe some issue happened where it was too much. It was too much for the computer to handle, and we had to restart. And restart we did. And but this game's a lot more interesting. This new game. Who am I? I don't. Jeez, I'm so bad at remembering.
Norway.
You're
one of the best civilizations in the game. You know. Just kidding.
I agree. I 100% agree with you.
You're Indonesia.
I'm Indonesia. Yes. Thank you. Oh yeah. Now I remember my whole game plan. Oh, I'm looking real spicy.
Are you sure you remember the game plan? Are you absolutely certain you remember what you're supposed to be doing?
100%. I know. I kind of remember how the island looks. I just hit a golden age in the medieval era. I'm about to get free inquiry. I have so many harbors. My science is gonna go just to the moon. moon, as Elon Musk puts it. I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure you said the exact same thing like 20 turns from when we
Hey.
stopped the game last time and nothing happened.
Yeah.
No,
it
what?
was
So-
quite unremarkable.
What are you
as I
talking
recall.
about? What are you talking
Quite
about?
unremarkable. Must have been a parallel universe though,
Dude.
Nystagmus.
So I'm taking notes right now, just so I remember this weekend.
No.
I am
Don't
way
ruin me.
happier with my position in this game than I am with the last game. to be
So how
honest.
are you looking now?
I have the best science in the game, getting like 200 gold per turn.
Nice.
And so all I'm doing is just buying all of my. I don't actually use production to buy any to build any of my like my libraries or anything like that. I'm just buying them.
Who are
'Cause
you
I have so
again?
much money. I'm the Dutch.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Your culture is crazy.
Yeah.
Your science is crazy.
I got Dutch,
That's
and
right.
you guys made corporations and monopolies and secret societies. So I just took owls,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah.
whatever, why not? And then I already have 2 industries. So
And didn't you get like a +8 campus?
I have
adjacency?
1 +8 campus, and I have another +6 campus.
Oh my
goodness.
god. Oh my god.
It's like 4 mine campuses combined.
I don't think I have 1 campus yet. I think I just have all harbors.
Yeah, I think you're done for.
No, I am not, because this free inquiry, I'm gonna get over 100. I did the math. I'm gonna have over 100 science, I think, on the next turn. Watch out.
For one
Watch
turn or for the
out.
rest? Like,
Oh,
100 turn?
okay, Mr. Smarty guy. It's for the medieval era. So whenever free inquiry is how long that's gonna last, that's how long I'm gonna have it for.
So I think Nystagmus has like 140 or so, and I'm like at 130 something. So we're
You're
already ahead of you there.
130? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
me and Inquisitive Otter were already like rocking the 100 science like a while ago, man. What are you talking
Oh
about?
no, what am I bragging about? Uh-oh.
This game's like if you're not doing a religious victory, you pretty much need to get some science. Otherwise, you're just gonna fall behind.
Do you have much experience with naval battle, Otter? I know you like to put yourself on islands. Like you did it twice with Mali and with who else
Yeah,
is there?
yeah.
Who else
The
do
worst
you guys-
start ever video. My that's my most
The desert
popular
island
video.
one. I can't remember who you were on that one. But yeah, the
I was
Mali
in
one.
Indonesia.
Oh, you were Indonesia.
think so.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I
So-
really like faith buying ships. It's a lot of fun. I'm
So
pretty sure it's
you
Indonesia.
you have experience with like naval battles and like you can you know what you're doing.
Against the AI, which doesn't really have any naval units.
True. Oh yeah, dude, you've never played multiplayer before, right?
No, well, I unlocked achievement the first the first game with you guys. So it's gonna be a little different with humans, I would say, because battleships are probably a little bit less important, but melee ships would probably be a little bit more important because melee ships take out other ships pretty easily, like submarines and stuff like that.
Battleships are pretty kick-ass though.
Yeah.
Battleships are like the king. They have incredible. They have 3 range, right?
hmm
They have anti-air, and they're incredibly powerful, especially when you start upgrading them. If you upgrade them on the right side of the tree, then they do better against district defenses. And so even if they have like Renaissance walls or steel, it'll just start just pummeling it down. And then since they have 3 range, as long as you have vision, if you have a spy in there, or if you have like a melee boat a little bit closer, then they can just start raining terror and they can't get hit. Battleships are the end all and be all of naval battles, man. Once you get battleships, it's game over. So when you were describing with Bull Moose, when I almost had battleships, like holy crap, dude, like that. Yeah, that would have been like the end of the game for sure.
Yeah, I was Norway. We still had longboats. Like I had a longboat. That's
Yeah, I unlocked frigates a long time earlier. Well, I could have unlocked them really early, but I couldn't find any niter sources on my island. And then right on turn 74, I settled my last city right next to a niter source. So I'm like, all right, so I'm just gonna skip frigates and go straight to battleships. That was my plan.
What's your plan? What's your plan this game? You wanna expose it a little bit?
Honestly, I don't know that much because after that one, crash and we reloaded like 50 times. I got pretty tired and it just kind of went on autopilot with Norway.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of suboptimal choices, and normally this happens kind of bit when I'm kind of rushing videos and stuff. So I'll do like you see like a 10-minute video of mine when I put it out, and I'm like, oh crap, I made so many mistakes. So then I load it up, and then I don't know, I study it for like 30 minutes and try to figure out how to pull myself out of this mess.
Really? Like you reload 10 turns ago, or you watch the footage that you just did?
No, I just load the game where it is.
Oh, okay.
So I load the turn, I look around, I like look at all the stuff, I like try to plan things out and try to like plan out what I'm gonna do the next 30 or 40 turns.
That is like the best way to learn is to I know a lot of the community, especially in the multiplayer community, they hate save scums. They hate the fact that like a lot of streamers do it. I mean, I do it. Almost everybody in the world does it. It doesn't matter, right? As long as like I want to have fun with my game. I'm sorry, I'm gonna save scum, but it's also the best way to learn. If you mess up and it takes oh, this is a key decision. Do I build a campus or do I build a theater square? You build it, you die. You're like, oh, let me reload 30 turns ago and build the other thing. What is that? Is that going to make a huge difference? Or maybe I build an encampment because I know someone's gonna attack me. So you build an encampment, you defend successfully. It's just, I don't know. It's the best way to learn. So
yeah.
When you're on your own at home, because I do the same thing. It teaches you lots for strategy games. But no, I get it when I don't like it when it's like I'm gonna keep restarting until I get the perfect start. I don't get that. I'm just like, whatever. I'll play a game with the start I get, and then if I fail, I'll either reload and try again, or I'll just start a whole new game. But I also don't finish a lot of my games, so.
Yeah. I don't save scum. I think I did when Civ 6 first came out. You know, when I was first learning the game for the first like 2 or 3 months or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't do that anymore. I just live with my mistakes, and a lot of them, like sometimes I just die. Then I make a short, like a YouTube short about it. So.
How are those YouTube shorts? You did one. You did a few, right?
I've done 2 now, and I am actually.
One of them has a lot of views. One of them has like 100,000 views, right? Your Germany one? Yeah.
No, it's the typical DD start by America is 104.
Oh, it's America. Yeah. How do you feel about YouTube Shorts overall?
It's definitely a different audience because I feel like a lot of random people kind of just watch them. So I downloaded the YouTube app I think for the first time ever. I don't know, about a week ago, which is kind of bad, I guess, since I release other YouTube videos. You think I'll do a little more research with the mobile stuff.
Industry use research, Otter. You got to know what you're making it for.
Yeah. Well, I just do it for fun, So is it a lot of like people are like, oh, what is this game? And like it's just a completely different. Like they have no idea what the video is about.
Huh.
And there's definitely a lot different audience.
But in terms of I know Civilization videos like for shorts, that's kind of tough to do. And it kind of also, I don't know, how do you feel about like your page? If your page is filled with shorts and regular videos, is that kind of like a weird mix of if someone wants to watch your videos and they just see a bunch of 1-minute videos? How do you feel about that? Your page looking like that?
Really too many shorts, but a lot of the bigger channels, have the Mr. Beast Shorts channel or whatever like that. They split up all their things.
Separate channel.
Then they have the podcast on a different channel because otherwise, there's a lot of like things with the algorithm. Like if you aren't performing too well, your next video won't get recommended as much initially. It's a lot of momentum that way.
Are you going to open like a new YouTube short?
Oh, no. I don't think so. I'm pretty small channel still. But I do. Well, I feel like I'm kind of I don't know. I feel like
you have like 12K subs, dude. What do you mean? What?
Well, I don't know. I don't look at the sub number too often. But when I do the short stuff, it's a lot of fun because it's kind of like a completely different thing. Like I kind of try to change up videos every once in a while. Like I had that turn 1 giant death robot mod. That was just kind of a lot of fun to make, and it's kind of ridiculous. And I like to kind of do that because I think sometimes when I just play the game, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, it's kind of monotonous. So I kind of want to just change it up a little bit. Yeah,
and I think a lot of people do that. So like at least it's a way for you to stand out if you just do different things like ridiculous mods, like your one era behind mod, which we all tried and we all played. So how was your experience with the one era behind mod?
The only thing that bothered me was Moy's like super long-winded comment about how I built a holy site. No, I liked it. Like I liked too that like we all did such different things. Ultimately, like even just build locations. Like when I saw that one natural wonder, I'm like, I want this wonder. I want to like use it right away. So yeah, it was hard. It was definitely really hard. Being the era behind, especially since we're not that good against the computer anyways. But it worked. I wouldn't be able to pull off a mod like that. Well, I couldn't probably do a mod that was all planes, but no, it was really good though. I really enjoyed it. So looking forward to future scenarios for sure.
I think you're cooking something else. Isn't that you're cooking something up, Otter? As far as I understand, you don't have to reveal what it is, but like you have something in the works.
I have 3 mods that I'm thinking of right now, and this weekend I'll actually have a lot of time to do stuff. So maybe I'll start writing something this weekend. Maybe I'll do a stream this weekend. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Are you gonna like stream making the mod?
No, because I think that's kind of boring. I don't know how many people watch programming on live streams.
There's a whole Twitch section for it, man. There's a whole Twitch section for it.
Yeah, I know. I watch it. It's actually kind of entertaining for me.
So then you can do it. I don't understand.
That's
you're in the audience.
Kind of my backup plan. Like, if Civ doesn't, work out, and obviously Civ's working out right now, but like machine learning videos, those machine learning videos apply to any game. Like they do really well if you can actually make them well. And they're really interesting, I think.
I want to get into that a little bit later. But right now, we have one Q&A from a Patreon, from our Patreon. We just released our Patreon. If you want to support us, you can go to patreon.com/TheCivShow. This one comes from Segway99, and he asks, what do you think would be a cool new wonder to put into Civilization 6, whether it is natural wonder or a man-made wonder? Who wants to start? I can start. I have one on the top of my head.
I also have one off the top of my head.
I do too, but yeah, go for it.
I'm going to go first because I don't want mine to get taken away, because if I get mine taken away, I don't have a backup. I think the CN Tower should be a wonder in the game. And what does it do? Well, it can increase your diplomatic visibility by 1 with everybody else. So it's meant to be a radio broadcast tower. So I think it just makes sense if it increases all the diplomatic visibility in all of the nations. So that could be, if you're Mongolia especially, more combat strength, more gossip, so you understand what people are building, what people are doing. I think it's kind of neat. Alternatively, it can maybe in Civ 6 like give power, possibly. But I mean,
something to do with telecommunication. It was in Civ 5.
I thought it was. Okay, I thought it was,
yeah,
but
it was in Civ 5.
So that's my pick.
Yeah, I could see. Although I'd say like something like the Sia Tower, maybe more like a city project, and it'd be more like tallest building in the world, and it'd just be like it's always this race, and it's always and then like eventually it's so tall that you can convert it into like a space elevator. No,
it's kind of like the longest road in Catan, right? Like everyone's like building the longest road, build the tallest tower. That'd be kind of cool. That would be neat. That'd be really cool. Okay.
Yeah, Roger, you kind of build the whole game.
Yeah.
It'd be like well, I'd say it's like when you get skyscrapers. Whenever you get that Civic, that's also when you unlock this project, and it's just tallest building in the world, and it's always on the go, and everyone's always competing, and like maybe eventually, like I don't know, they could talk to what's the tallest a building could possibly be. I don't know, or learn that maybe there's only like 5 levels of it or something like that. Maybe it affects city states. I don't know.
Well, it can get tourism, or if you want to put in another thing, you can just like whoever has the tallest building gets like 20 gold a turn.
Tallest freestanding structure.
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to see as a natural wonder Niagara Falls.
Okay, good one.
Stole
And-
mine, man. Stole
Can I
mine.
take yours?
Yeah.
There's no way you guys are gonna guess mine.
Yeah.
What would it do?
Niagara Falls, it would probably quite early provide power to cities, so it wouldn't really do
Early.
much. Like it might be like within 6 squares are powered.
Oh, you know what it can do? It can
My
provide
idea was
entertainment.
production.
Or be it'd be something to do with production. But like honestly, no. Well, hold on. Anything like that though, production and power. That would be, I think, like a once you get flight or something like that. Before that, it's just an awe. Like you'd be in awe of it, right? So I think it would be like a culture faith thing. Just because of like I don't think it's think about it. Like, is it really building production? Like, if you read about settlers that settled around Niagara Falls, like if you go to Niagara Falls, there's like all these history pictures everywhere because we go there a lot. And one of the things that drove some people nuts was the sound of it because it was just this constant, and you could hear it from very far away. I don't think that'd make you productive as a person. I don't think that. But looking at it,
the water.
you're like, oh, that's cool. You know, it looked nice. What I'd say it would do is because it looks great, is it would add appeal, but it would go out like 2 squares because it would be like
nice.
the region. From all these angles, it just looks awesome. But then also it would have to be like a natural wonder that is connected to like Great Lakes, maybe.
And
so maybe we can
one
incorporate
side of the
Lake.
Niagara Falls be like really awesome with casinos and stuff, and
Oh
the other
my-
side of Niagara
Yeah.
Falls be like really boring.
Yeah.
Look like Ripley
It'd
stuff.
be-
Yeah.
It'd be like cheesy Vegas on one side, and on the other side, it'd be advertising to people looking to go to cheesy Vegas.
Otter,
Anyway.
I heard you like kind of like mid sentence of what it could do. I missed it though. What was it?
It could also provide like entertainment or amenities for the people that go over the Niagara Falls in barrels.
Oh my god!
It'd be like once you get professional sports, you know, and it just be this. It gets better and better as you get these different civics. Once you get civil engineering, it provides power. Once you get professional sports, people go over it with barrels, or like there'd be like a rock band bonus.
Yeah.
Sacrifice 1 population, gain 1 amenity in every city
There
within
you go.
6 tiles.
There
There you go.
It was worth it. I regret nothing.
That would be pretty cool. Nystagmus, I'll give you time since that was yours. Otter,
No,
what?
I actually had a backup
okay.
because I
Okay.
am prepared. So I had one for natural, which is Niagara Falls for me, and then I had one man-made natural wonder. I think would be really cool if they had like the French Quarter from New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
That could be a district that acts kind of like an entertainment district, so it gives you amenities, and then it can also double up and give you culture and tourism as a powerful late game civ to kind of power you through that culture victory. But French Quarter from New Orleans is my pick.
Sort of like a red light district. Is that what you're suggesting? There should be a red light district that's like it's an actual.
Okay, so have you been to the French Quarter ever?
No.
Okay,
No, I
so
don't.
it's not a red light district.
So is that where Mardi Gras happens? Like in that area?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
okay.
Bourbon Street, right? Like it's a lot of bars, and I went there during St. Patrick's Day one time. It's a whole lot of fun.
Wow! Holy smokes!
And so it's not a red light district though. So it's
Sounds an awful lot like a red light district.
So I've been to New Orleans a couple times now.
Nolans.
To the point that he could call it Nolans.
Oh,
Nolans.
No, to help you guys with the the official pronunciation.
Yeah, I've heard that from our resident friend Vector Cat. He's like, no, it's not New Orleans. He's like, what are you saying? You mean Nolans?
Nolans.
Nolans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
So, what was that street again? The main street.
Bourbon.
Bourbon
Street.
Yeah. So Bourbon Street is very interesting because every block you walk there's a different smell.
What?
It's
Okay.
it's a party street. So you
Good
think of like
or
that.
bad?
Oh, it's horrible. Okay. But another thing about cafe or about Nolans is Cafe Du Monde. I don't think that's the best. Is that how you say it? Cafe Du Monde? Cafe Du Monde?
Close
I have
enough.
no idea.
It does not have the best beignets. I like beignets if you like. So if you're actually from Nolans, so if you look at Cafe Du Monde and then to the right of it, there's like this statue like a Civil War statue, and then past that, there's like this, I don't know, like pizza shop or something like that. In there had the best beignets.
What's a beignet? What do you?
It's a pastry that you have with coffee.
Yeah,
Oh.
come on, boy. You're so uncultured. For a cultured
So you didn't know
victory
what it
guy.
was either, man. You were just too scared to ask.
I was like, I was picturing
Most
like
interesting thing
an
about
eclair.
like, at least when
Oh,
I was
okay.
there, I wasn't there during Mardi Gras. I was there during St. Patrick's Day, so I don't know about Mardi Gras itself. But is that it? You go to some places that like a party city, but it has a very like it's a college party city,
It's full of
right?
young kids. Yeah.
right? At least when I was there, it wasn't like that. It was like pretty diverse crowd when it came to ages as well. So like there were like adults there, and then there are also the college students, and then everything in between. So although yes, there is a smell in each different block, but like that's just because of like people are basically getting completely hammered, right? Like they're all running around with those like big straw drinks that are like full of carbohydrates and getting sick off them.
Oh
Yeah,
my
if you didn't
God.
get that, I wasn't doing that. No, I do like I get like they have pina colada stores like every block, so they just have these open stores. And I don't know if you guys been to like a 7-Eleven or something like a gas station like that. They have the
big gulp.
the freezy drink. You know what I'm
The
talking about?
slush-
The
the
ice
slushy?
kind of the slushy.
Yeah.
So they've got
yeah.
these stores and they have like 30 slush machines in there, and they're all different flavors. So there's like pina colada, strawberry daiquiri,
Wow. Ooh.
and there's like one on every 2 blocks.
And not
those
to
are-
I'd
mention
buy that for $1.
in
That's what I'm
Narlands,
thinking.
it's the food is amazing. Like it's so good.
yeah.
And Otter, what would your wonder be? Yes, if you had
Oh,
had a wonder.
I
in
thought we were
Civ
still
6.
talking about New Orleans because the
Well,
Matatall is
Obviously, be
disgusting.
Nolans. Like that's it. Like,
Nolans.
it's a wonder would
Nolans.
be. It's a district that turns an area into Nolans.
Yeah, it reduces the appeal of the neighboring tiles because of the smell.
That'd be
But
good.
once you
That's a
clean
good
it up,
mechanic.
you know, it's like when you clean up the nuclear radiation in Civ, then it becomes nice. So,
There you go. Yeah.
so mine is, I don't know, you guys have probably all seen Avatar, The Last Airbender.
I've seen it. No. I know of it.
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
Isn't it Foibles? I think is also not seeing that, known for not seeing that. For some reason, he thinks that's a big deal. Like like I'm the only person. Moy is there too, so he's not alone.
I thought he meant the movie at first. I'm like, yeah, I've seen Avatar. Oh no.
I never heard of a movie.
Oh, The Last Airbender, Avatar, like by James Cameron or whatever. I thought
That's what I thought. Then he said The Last Airbender, and I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely haven't seen that one. No.
Yeah, The Last Airbender. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but continue.
So at the end, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's these beautiful like pillars that they kind of jump around to, and this is actually based off a real life spot in China.
You can spoil it. I heard the movie was just horrible, but go on.
I'm talking about the TV show.
Yeah, I heard the TV show is good, and that's why the movie was such a disappointment because it was like so far away from the material.
The show ended like years ago. People have to stop talking about spoilers.
Just say it. It's fine.
You
man.
can say
Well,
it.
I mean, that's all it is.
No spoilers here, buddy.
Yeah, so I'm talking about the cartoon, not the movie, because I've never seen the movie. I have seen James Cameron Avatar, but we're not talking about that.
No, different Avatar.
So there's a bunch of like these rock pillars that are like super tall. So you can just Google China floating pillars, and you kind of see what I'm talking about. And this would be a natural wonder. They're absolutely gorgeous. Like it would be amazing to go there in real life.
It looks like what's it? Something Bay, Ilka Bay or something, or the Indonesian natural wonder. Yeah. So, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. So this would be This would be really cool to have in there. I don't know what they'll do. Probably some faith and appeal or something like that.
Very interesting.
I
Pandora in the actual Avatar movie has a place like that too, by the way.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It's like
creating Pandora on Earth, and it was a picture of that place.
It's meta. Everything's a meta layer of like whatever, but
that would be cool too. Yeah. Okay.
So I have no idea how to pronounce that. It's some natural forest park. I have no idea how to say that.
Don't ask me. I have no idea. A ShouTouts and pronunciation is not a thing. Yeah. Zoe butchered Sono de Volare in front of Christopher Tin.
Sonor de Volare.
And then he called it the Flight of Dreams instead of the Dream of Flight. And like so, and then me and Nystagmus are just laughing like, oh my god, Zoe, what are you doing?
It was like literally the very first thing he said to Christopher Tin. Like like we were talking and then
Christopher Tin took it well. He
like,
knew what I was talking about. Okay, he knew what I was talking about. He didn't get all up on me. Okay.
So
I'm a huge fan of your music. So that song, "Walkway to Hell."
I don't think I used the term, fan of your music.
Walkway to Hell. I'm sorry, that got me. The Walkway to Hell. Okay, moving on. We're gonna move on. We're moving on.
That interviews on YouTube and on Spotify. If you want to hear me butcher, it's become quite famous.
Moving on. Otter, we do want to get to know you and you as a content creator a little bit more. What I'm particularly interested in, and what you mentioned before, is your interest in machine learning and the AI and Civ AI in general. So, can you tell us a little bit about the Civ AI video that you made and some discoveries that you made about the AI and so on and so forth?
Yeah, AI is really tough. Like this
Like
programming
building one, you
AI
mean?
is
Yeah.
programming AI is just like is super super tough. I knew that going into it, and just from playing Civ 6, you can kind of just think the first turn in the game. All right, you have a settler and a warrior, and this is the first turn. You need to choose where to found a city. You want to choose, do you want to move your warrior and in what direction? You need to choose what to build. And then, if you're later in the game, what civics to choose. So this right at the start, you have like 8 choices to make.
Just from movement alone. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that gets compounded throughout the whole game. So like trying to make an AI kind of be intelligent is just super, super tough. And there's actually, you can download a SDK, software development kit for Civilization 4. I think from Microsoft or something like that, and they actually have machine learning stuff you can just put at it. But
Really?
for me, for me, it was like tackling the whole game is just way, way too complicated. So I just kind of wanted to tackle the combat because I was always really, I think they've gotten a lot better recently.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I'm always a little disappointed when they come at me, and they should be able to take over the city, but they just don't. And this is especially apparent in like the mid game when you have walls and you have like a archer in your city. Like they cannot take over anything.
This
So
is
my
deity
plan
level
was-
AI, to be clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any. Yeah, I don't know if there might be a difference between the AIs, how aggressive they are, or something like that. But I don't know about troop movements. If there's a difference in there. So what I wanted to do is I just kind of started with something easy where I'm just controlling 3 warriors that got to take over a city. And I was able to kind of make a AI for that, but I mean, it's still not good.
It's still
So
tough
I've kind
to
of been working on
do
that.
for sure. Like it's hard to without previous learning. It's hard to have a weighting system to know or to tell rather an AI what is better. For a really good example of this is, do you build a granary first or do you build a monument first?
Me? I built a skull
sure.
first. So
Okay, if between the two buildings, heck, let's expand this a little bit more. You had to choose between a granary, a monument, or a watermill. What are you building first?
definitely not a watermill.
Okay.
But it also is really dependent on my start. Usually the capital is on a freshwater tile, so don't have to worry about housing right away. And if I'm playing Secret Societies, or Heroes, I want to get a monument sooner than later.
True. Okay, that's a good point.
So it gets a little complicated, and also like with DDAI, you kind of have to really know your surroundings. So if you have, I don't know, Teddy as your neighbor or something like that, it's going to come after you in turn 2. You might have to build another warrior defensive unit. And I do not
Teddy?
recommend building a slinger. Slingers are not good.
What?
Archers
Why?
are good.
You don't
I just find
build
it-
like 3 slingers right off the start and then like have
No.
that as defense and upgrade them to archers with like 50, 20, 30 gold each or something?
So that's good. But if the AI is coming at you, you want to build another warrior. You have like one warrior out of the city, then you have one warrior in the city, because then your city garrison defense strength's higher. If you have
Oh,
an
yeah,
archer or
then,
slinger in
yeah.
there, your defense strength's at like 15, and then you can't do like hardly any damage to their warriors. And the slingers are just bad because they only have 1 tile range too. So you got to be right next to all these warriors, and they get sprouted, and they just die.
Do you know how like Civ AI works at all during that video that you made? Did you have any discoveries of how they work and make decisions?
So when you make when I made this video, so I basically made my own kind of playground, my own game that followed the Civ rules to do that.
Mhm.
That's kind of what you need to do. I don't have it tied into the Civ AI at all.
Oh, okay.
And the biggest problem I'm having now is, so what you have to do is you have to give it the algorithm an input and it has to an output, right? And right now I give it an input as 3 kind of units and their health and stuff like that. But then the output, so if you have 1 unit, the output could be, it can move up, right, left, down, stuff like that. If you have 2 units, the number of outputs automatically doubles, right? And plus 1 or 2. Because you can move unit 1 up, have unit 1 stationary, and move unit 2 up and have unit 1 stationary. There's a lot of different combinations with that. So
Yeah.
the problem I'm having now is if I want to make a more general AI, is you can't just you gotta have, and you also gotta train it on the number of units you have. So I gotta make it have some dynamic input and a dynamic output to the algorithm.
What do you mean by that? What does that mean? Dynamic input, dynamic output.
Dynamic number of units as an input.
Oh, okay.
Because if you train an AI only controlling 1 unit and then you give it 2 units, it's not gonna know what to do. It's pretty dumb.
So, how, like, how does if you wanted to explain like what AI actually is to like viewers, because I think you have a really good understanding of what it is and how it works. How would you describe AI to a 5-year-old?
A 5-year-old.
To someone who doesn't know Zoe, how would you explain AI to Zoe?
So
Basically, a 5-year-old.
AI is your
Essentially a 5-year-old, yeah.
AI is your friend, or sometimes not a friend, playing against you, and also trying to win the game. Also, I don't know. I don't know how in detail you want to go.
I would have defined it more like the AI is about making decisions, prioritizing decisions, and to reach objectives. That's how I sort of look at it, and
That's pretty good.
It has
Yeah.
a kind of list of things it can do, and then it prioritizes, and then it looks at everything, and yeah. But I'm a 5-year-old, so I don't really know how AI works.
Yeah.
You
And
were
the
the
other thing
easiest
is,
target. I'm sorry.
And the other thing you got to keep in mind is you also got to make it fun. Like when I'm making my AI, I'm just making it to absolutely destroy the human. But if you're like a game designer, like that's no fun to just get absolutely wrecked every time.
Right. You have to like balance the fun level. Like you don't want to make an AI too hard, right? You don't want to make it perfect because then it's no longer
I want to make
fun.
mine perfect.
I
would make mine perfect, and then I just use it to record games. I don't ever have to record another video. I can just record those and I'll be done. It'll be great.
Have you seen the AIPL? Do you know what the AIPL is?
AI Players League or something?
Yeah. Have you seen it?
No, I'm going to Google that later tonight.
Oh, so it's Van Bradley. He's a streamer on Twitch.
Oh, that thing. I know that thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you see Coupe's AI and his decision making, it is hilarious. So obviously you know that Coupe spawns in the middle of the ocean, but it'll like kind of circle around, not settling anything and just not know what to do, like just trying to look for land. And then it finds land. It's a 1-tile snow island on the bottom of the map, and it settles just right there, like deity level AI. Like, yeah.
So
here we go.
it expands itself, going in kind of like a spiral outward.
I don't know.
When the
I don't think it was like a perfect. It was that was just me like kind of exaggerating. It was just wandering, right? It wasn't in a perfect spiral. It was just kind of like going and like left, and then it would just go down, and then keep going down, and then go left, then go up, back where it came from. It's like, what do you like? Nobody knew what it was doing, and it's developed like a reputation of like Coupe AI is the worst. So if you ever wanted to like have an easy win, just have like 7 deity level Coupe AIs. And just play against those guys.
I think it was like turn 45 was first settle.
Really?
Yeah, in one of the games. It was like turn 45 is when he finally settled a city.
How far away initially was he away from land?
It wasn't that far. Because he always plays on Pangea map, I think, for the
Oh. Because Coupe does kind of well in a lot of my games.
He always is terrible in my game. Like for whatever reason, he's this massive warmonger. Like he'll settle right next to me and be like, "Hey, like I don't like you as my neighbor. I think you suck." And then he'll start like attacking me, and like I don't know why, but he's easy to defend against until he gets Toas. Then he's impossible.
To be fair, that's a natural reaction to settling next to Moy.
Hey,
it's natural.
Whoa, me and Otter were best friends. Okay, we had it doesn't matter. We had a declared friendship, and I was even Portugal, and he made me his best friend, and I had the greatest trade routes with him. I was getting like 30 gold a turn from every trade route with him. It's wonderful. Oh, chef kiss. So good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with AI is you need to train it on, what they're going to do. Like if you have a general Civilization 6 AI, if you train it to use every civilization, it's not going to be very good at the particular ones, the individual ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough.
AI is a tough cookie to crack. I think people will. It's an easy thing to blame, right? Oh, the AI sucks. Oh, the AI is terrible. Why don't they make better AI? Right? It's so easy to blame, but it's because they don't understand it. Like nobody understands how the AI works. It's built under a system where it's extremely efficient. It can make decisions extremely fast. Right? There's 8 different difficulties for a huge range of players, from the person who's never played video games in their entire life, settler difficulty, and then also the people who are sub 200 winning, and people who play almost every day or every week. That's the deity level players. So like the fact that it has all these ranges of difficulties and it can make decisions and you can keep playing your game, you hit next turn, and the fact that you can do that next turn within 5 seconds means that it's a pretty decent AI. So like, I don't know, they get so much flack, and like they shouldn't. They honestly, they shouldn't. That's just my rant on it.
The game designers add another unit, and then like, oh crap, now I got to redo the whole AI.
Right. It's like, oh, I have to like they added man-at-arms and they added line infantry. It's like, how big is that of a priority now to the AI? And like, when do they push? I've noticed that the man-at-arms now is this massive unit, and as soon as people get man-at-arms, people just start producing so many units, and they start going to war. Because I always see people going to war with man-at-arms, and they're coming at me with man-at-arms, and they'll keep it there until line infantry. It's like the new units are now the new fad. Everybody builds the new units, and now they're everywhere. You find man-at-arms everywhere, you find line infantries everywhere, you find trebuchets. I find trebuchets everywhere as well. Yeah. It's crazy.
I see a lot of soothsayers still.
You see soothsayers? Really?
Oh man, that last score game, I think I destroyed probably 100 of them.
Oh my god!
In my last video, yeah.
How do you? What's your opinion on apocalypse mode? I'm curious.
I played that right when it came out. I think I played as Grand Columbia, and I used soothsayers to flip all the cities, and it was awesome. But then they changed the loyalty flip. Yeah, and then they changed the loyalty mechanics, so you can't do that anymore. Like I was just playing, like, all right. So I played, when it first came out, and the first video I did is I flipped all the cities. No, it's Congo. No, it was what's the one? I can't remember. Whatever.
Don't worry about it.
I don't remember. But then I was playing another game. I'm like, great, we need to get this city, and let's go down and flip it. And then I'm like, I don't know. I had to have like negative 20 loyalty. I'm like, why is this not flipping? And then someone said, oh, in the comments, like, oh, they changed loyalty. And I'm like, I just got super disappointed that they changed that.
Yeah, no, you have to have negative loyalty and 0 loyalty.
Yeah, because I mean, I remember in that first game, God, America was building Forbidden City or something like that, and they were gonna beat me. So what I did is I took 6 soothsayers down there and I flipped their city, and they got rid of the Forbidden City, and then I built it, and it was amazing.
That's actually like plain evil. That's so evil. That's
Oh.
something that Soothsayer would do.
Yeah,
It's just go
it
down,
was
just
so
like
fun.
burn your city. Your city sucks. Zoe
Yeah,
loves
and then I used-
Soothsayers.
Yeah, and
What?
I also
How
like
often do we play apocalypse mode.
He
and then
loves Soothsayers
Soothsayers-
as Russia. Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
it's
they
Russia.
create
of
natural
course.
disasters
My
too.
favorite.
Or no,
Yeah.
yeah. So I like them a lot for my Horseman Rush because they can destroy walls. So if you have a volcano next to the city, I've done this a lot too.
Oh,
Or I flood all the tiles, next, I don't know, whatever city I'm taking over.
yeah.
And it's way more efficient than trebuchets or whatever because it's like 2 turns and their walls will be gone. And I guess half their population, but whatever.
I've yet to use a Soothsayer offensively. I've only used it defensively as Russia, and it was fantastic. Nobody can invade Russia. Don't invade Russia in the winter. It's impossible. Just create blizzards left and right.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot
And
of
they're
fun.
immune to it, and they do double damage to opponents.
Oh
so
yeah.
pretty much,
Oh yeah.
you can't defeat Russia on apocalypse mode.
That
there's
should be
no
a new.
point. It's like the most heart-wrenching thing, attacking Russia in
Until you get
apocalypse
bombers. Once you get bombers.
mode. But
True.
that maybe work. Maybe.
That should be a new challenge though. Play as Russia. Don't make any friendships, but also win the game without building any units except Soothsayers.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, we
But
could
like
try
your
that.
starting warrior and like scouts. That's all you can build. And then you just gotta like defend and get a culture victory without making friendships. That's the important one. You cannot make a friendship.
That'd be tough because your city garrison defense strength will not increase at all. So they
Just
can
build-
one-shot your cities
Well, you can build
with the
walls,
cavalry.
right?
Still, but if you have like 15 garrison defense strength, it's not going to matter. Because
Okay.
you're not building anything higher than a warrior.
True. I didn't think about that. Okay, fine. You're allowed 1 melee unit just for the defense of your cities, but then you got to move them way away.
Put them in the
That's
corner.
Yeah, put them in the corner. It's a good challenge though to think about. Maybe a new video. Otter.
Yeah, I
a new
do have
video
a
for you.
challenge that involves a cold that I'm going to do this weekend, I think.
What's been your hardest challenge in a video?
Stupid score victory, man.
That's your hardest one, really?
Well, I guess it would be the most painful.
That's fair. Okay.
Because that one took like hours and hours to record. Like I just press shift enter for like 150 turns past like turn 250. And I didn't make sure I didn't build anything in any of my cities. And I look like, oh crap, I'm gonna win a culture victory. So I need to go take over another city and then just put all the great works in there and destroy all the great works. I'm like, all right, now I'm good.
That was clever. I liked when you did that, by the way. And then I don't know if you want to. Do you care if you spoil the video here? Do you want to talk about the end of the video?
Yes. Oh. So I did end up playing a settler difficulty, my first time ever. At the end of the video. And that actually, I got turned 474. Like it was World Congress. There's 2 other AIs left. They both got 19 diplomatic victory points. And World Congress came up, and I'm like, oh man, there's like nothing I can do that, stop the victory of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up winning for some reason, even though I think someone else had more diplomatic victory points than me. And I was like so disappointed. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do the turn 1 score victory trick. And so if you don't know what that is, what you do is you can set your game. You can do customize or like set turn limit, and you can go down to 1. And then so you choose Russia because Russia it annexes some tiles, when they found their city, and then that counts as score. So I did that, I was like putting a deity because obviously, and then I settle it. Turn 1 ended, and then I lost. Someone else had a higher score victory than me. So then I'm like, all right, settler, and I went to settler victory, and then I won, and then I'm like, first try.
That was a great end of the video. I thought that was amazing. Like you lose, I think it was 470 out of 500. You lost on turn 470.
Yeah,
Your diplomatic victory, and you're like, screw this, man.
And it all came like I thought I was gonna seriously get it on deity. Then I didn't win. I'm like, what the? So yeah.
Okay, the other end of the spectrum, what's been your favorite video to make?
Probably the George. So I'm looking at my DD challenges now, so I can kind of give you the hardest one I want. Actually, I don't know which one is right. Maybe the no government, no governors one is kind of hard.
No
With
government
Scythia?
and no governors?
Yeah, I did that challenge also.
What?
That'd be pretty crazy. No government at all. No civics.
Yeah, you
Oh,
just choose
man.
the basic one. I'd play the Scythia. I guess I can. My DD challenge is the worst start ever. I have no capital city until turn 20. That one I played as Norway. No government, no governors. I played as Scythia. One
my
city
God.
DD challenge. I played as Georgia. Can you beat civilization without founding a city? That one I played as the Aztecs. And that one I
Really?
could
Not as
not do on
coupe.
DD.
Interesting.
Yeah, that one. Well, I don't. The diplomatic thing is just so cheesy. So I wanted to do domination.
Oh,
So that
that's
one I
cool.
had
That's
to play
interesting.
as-
Okay.
Yeah, so I played that one as the Aztecs because they start with a warrior that's stronger than a normal warrior. I
Yeah.
think I played on 2 difficulties down from DD or something like that. And then I played as Coupe, but I did every tile's on fire. That's another one of my DD challenge. And then I did a desert island start. All AIs are Korea. Then 1 error behind. Then I did 2 errors behind. So my favorite one was Georgia, just because of the intro. I really like making the intro of that video. Because I don't know. It was a lot of fun making the intro.
Okay. When you started like your YouTube channel, from what you actually started out with Call of Duty, right?
Yeah.
Did you? And then you pivoted to Civ, but like, was the original idea to make it like a generic gaming channel, or was it a Call of Duty gaming channel, or was it just something to do as like a hobby, just a side thing? You'll do what you want with it.
So the Call of Duty thing was just me and my friends playing Blackout, and we'll post videos on YouTube so we can watch them because it's kind of nobody else is watching these videos. Like Call of Duty is such a saturated marketplace.
Mhm.
And then I went over to like, I should just do this for Civilization, and I wanted to also do XCOM. I guess I still had that in my about section of my channel. So I kind of because I like Civilization a lot, and I realized, I'm just like Razing Zozo. I never finish a game. So what I do is I'm all right. So now if I start a channel, at least I have to finish a game. And it was just kind of a hobby. I think my first video was America, and I lost my capital on like turn 10, but I ended up finishing that game, and I won.
Hey.
Yeah, and I do not recommend watching that video. If you do, watch it on like 2x speed because it is so slow and boring. Watch it. You can 2x speed or something. And then
Are
so
you-
it's mostly be Civilization and kind of like XCOM and turn-based strategy games. So.
Are you surprised at the outcome of your channel? You're at 12K, 14K subs now. Are you like, is this all part of the plan, the Inquisitive Otter plan?
I guess it would be nice to get enough money to get a down payment on the house.
Oh, that'd be nice.
From the channel.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that shocked me the most is when I hit like 2K subs, or maybe even my first K, because that's more than in the city I grew up in.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So I'm like, wow, that was just crazy. So yeah. And then now I'm at 10 or 12K or something like that, and it's nuts. I don't I don't know that many people. Well, I guess now I do. Do I know that many people now? Like I don't know how it works.
That many people know you, so I mean,
Yeah. whether or not the other way around.
Oh no! Oh
Irrelevant.
yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. But all the feedback's been comments are great. People are nice, and people, love watching the videos, and it's just fun to make. So,
Have you had a troll come into your comment section yet?
he gets us sometimes, and some people just had a bad day or something, and I'm like, hey, get better or whatever. But otherwise, it's been fine. I guess the most common complaint is release more videos. But I just take it at my own kind of pace, because there's a trade-off, right? So you can release videos every day and just go nuts. I don't know how people do that. Or you can kind of just take your time and actually, still enjoy life. Have a life outside of YouTube. And even now, like,
I like the option where you don't enjoy life.
Yeah.
I think
well, that was
I
called
think
getting my
that's the
physics
one that's
degree.
for me.
Yeah.
I hate enjoying life.
I'm
Like your latest video, the number one comment is Potato McWhiskey.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
with your score victory. He's like, I tried to warn you, brother. Don't give them an option for a score victory.
Yeah, he commented on the poll I did too. I'm like, so when I did the poll, I thought when I made that video, when I first made that video, the original intention was to fool everybody I was going for a domination victory, and then eventually get a score victory and be like, boom, I fooled you guys. And then what happened? So what happened is, like, I played 1 or 2 episodes, and then I'm like, okay, let me release a poll, and everybody's gonna choose domination, right? And then people choose score. I'm like, oh, there goes my whole plan of like the secret reveal of a score victory. And then and honestly, I probably wouldn't have done that because playing a score victory is so painful. I just wanted the domination. Oh man. And then so I'm like, okay, now I gotta actually do the score victory. But yeah.
Hey, it's their fault for not specifying that you couldn't go in and change the rules.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are like new games.
You did it.
Yeah.
You know what though? You gave a way better effort than I thought that you would give, or anyone would give, for a score victory. The fact that you made it even past 300 turns is impressive to me. You made it to like over 450 turns. Then 474. Like, you made it far, dude. And so when you did that ending where you just did the Russia thing, I'm like, you know what? I don't care, man. That was great. Like, that was such an awesome end of the video, and like, that's way more respect than I think more than 90% of the population who plays Civ can account for. So
they were there with you. They felt your pain.
Yeah. That was the last World Congress 2 of the game, so I would have won after that, as long as I didn't get some random Civic or something like that too.
So what do we learn with this video?
The fans will choose a painful option if I put it in the poll.
The fans will always vote for the greatest suffering. Yes, they like to see you suffer, because nothing's more entertaining than watching their favorite streamer suffer, right, guys?
So I did another poll about my next video, and the choices were like a normal game, DD challenge, test out mods, and then I put a joke one in there. Settler difficulty, see how fast you can win, and that one has like 60% of the votes.
That's not a bad idea, though. To be fair.
So yeah,
no one ever chooses the elephant. What you want is the money. Where's my elephant? That's what the fans say. Where's my elephant?
Where's my elephant? Isn't that the question that everyone is asking?
Oh, it's such a good episode. Oh, man.
Never put the elephant as a choice. People will pick the elephant.
Yeah, and then like trample the whole neighborhood. And, yeah. So I'm gonna do a Civ speedrun. I think. I don't know. I gotta think about it some more.
I think Bose got a turn 40 victory. Is that right? I think it was a day 82, but that was with Monopoly's bugged with like 1000% tourism bonus.
That was.
Yeah, he got like a sub to turn 40 culture victory or something like that.
Yeah, I got turn 60 on that, and then that's all I did. I played that one game.
There was that one CPL game that someone won like a turn 18 culture victory.
Yeah, that was insane. Oh my god. Okay, reference or context. They're playing Catherine Magnificent, right? The one that you can do the city project with, and it was a team game. So they had 3 other members, 4 people total, and everybody funded money to this person to Catherine. Everybody funded their luxuries. Everybody funded money so that they can buy builders. They can chop out the project and get a victory as fast as possible. And they got it within like 30 turns, a culture victory against actual people. Like this was the legit like turn 30 victory. It was insane. Maybe it's a strategy that you can do for your speedrun, Inquisitive Otter.
I've done that. I've done that at Catherine Court Festival, the game.
Catherine Court Festival, the game?
Catherine Court Festival playthrough.
Court Festival, the game!
And I even have like 3 pages of math trying to figure out like if it's worth it and then I didn't get, I don't know, I explained in the video. But it's not really worth it unless you can, because it's so much production at the start of the game.
Yeah, it is. I know. When I played Catherine, I had the same issue of like, it just costs so much that like, is it worth it? Like, I don't see that this is worth it. And not knowing how many tourism you need to get one international tourist, that's also really hard to judge. Like, is this worth it?
You can figure that out.
How do I figure that out?
I got my notes, but it's basically like, the tour. I can't remember off the top of my head. I got it in my notes and I explained it in the video. But it's a simple formula and it's on like the Civ Fanatics. I don't know if you go to Civ Fanatics forum, it's in there.
It's a simple formula, Zoe. You hear that? It's a simple formula. Culture
formula.
victory. Simple formula.
Victory. I like to hear this simple formula.
So it's like
no, don't tell Moy.
It's like tourism divided by like their number of civs times 5 or something like that. It's something like that. It's not too. So I explained it in the game in the episode, and I explained like, all right, so if I do this one, I get this many tourism or this many tourists, from the pools, and I think I used vampire castles to get a lot of production in my cities.
It sounds like you have a PhD in Civ math. Do you have a PhD in Civ math?
No. I guess I probably could. I don't know.
All I'm gonna do is someone asked me the math for tourism. I'll be like, the answer is 42.
42.
42.
Answered everything.
Yeah, it's complicated. Because you like take their tours from them and then you add them to your pool.
I don't know.
Oh, it's not simple, would you say?
Well, I started writing like graphs and stuff, and I was going to point out like you do the derivative on the maximum and stuff like that.
on a scale of
this guy's doing calculus.
On a scale of asinine to simple, where would you say culture would fall? Okay,
well,
culture victory.
I guess my math skills are a little swayed, or maybe different than other people's. So
the math would be more on the simple side, or would it be more on the asinine side? What do you think? Would the math be dynamic?
Oh my god!
Word of the day.
Is that the word of the day?
That would actually be an appropriate word, boy.
I mean, it's I think the math is easy. Just kind of figuring out where everything comes from is the hard part. It's just it's a pretty simple formula. It's like, this divided by this. But you got to figure out where it comes out, and then every turn things change. The hardest part is figuring out their culture because their boosts count for the total culture pool too. So,
the last question I want to ask you, Otter, before we end it off here, is very simple, very very simple. Where the heck did you get the name Inquisitive Otter? I want to know. Why did you pick an otter? Of everything you could have picked from, you could have picked giraffe, you could have picked gorilla, you could have picked like tiger, cat, but you picked an otter. Why did you pick Inquisitive Otter?
I like otters.
Okay, simple answer. There you go. Yeah.
Now that's math.
Because otters are awesome. Where have you been, man? Like otters are awesome. Like
they have special rocks that they use to pound all their clams with.
Or they keep them on their belly, man. Come on, who else?
Yeah,
they're the dogs of the sea, right? The dogs of the water.
The dogs of the sea. I like that. The dogs of the sea.
Yeah.
And for the name, like I don't know, I wanted something that's also kind of easy to memorize. Inquisitive is definitely not easy to memorize, but Otter. So you can just type in Otter Civ 6, and you should be able to find me.
It's true.
On YouTube. So.
And who isn't searching for otters? Right?
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
they're the
go to
dogs of the
YouTube.
sea, man. Everyone's looking for one of those.
baby
And just
otters.
go otter, and you find awesome stuff.
Yeah,
Otters are
It's like the-
adorable.
It's like the new cat videos.
Cats of the sea. Maybe they're the cats of the sea. How about that? Instead of dogs of the sea, they're cats of the sea.
Yeah,
If anything, they'd be like the weasels of the sea.
yeah,
Yeah,
probably,
but,
yeah.
Whatever, man. Whatever, man. Zoe, why don't you wrap it up here and take it away?
We're wrapping it up, are we? Well, I love our volleyball of we'll wrap it up because then I'm gonna bump it back to you, Moy, to tell us all about this new nest egg that you've been building with that bird and everything. What's going on with that?
The nest I've been building, it included I had to actually steal a stone from an otter. So I included that in the nest as well. And over here in this house is called Twitter. So I built this Twitter house that you can follow us on. It's where you can get your most up-to-date civilization and the Civ Show updates, up-to-date updates. And you can follow us on Twitter at The Civ Show.
That's excellent. And Nystagmus, I hear you've been experimenting with a turnpike of sorts that one would skate through, almost like a round cylinder. Tell us about this new invention of yours.
I don't know what to say if you don't mention test tubes. I need you to say test tubes.
Tell us about how you're testing these cylinders. No, you wanted something that wasn't test tubes.
So I kind of lost a little bit, but you can find us, not being lost, find us on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. You can check out all the VODs that get uploaded there. We also have other special videos, so like the Better Know Leader series, Moy Makes React videos, and Razing reviews from Zoe. If you miss anything, you can always find the VODs on the YouTube channel as well. Definitely subscribe and ring the bell.
Ring that bell. Ring that bell. It's just like I can't. It's like you've hypnotized me, man. That like when I hear that bell, I have to cluck like a chicken. I just have to sing that song.
If we get DMCA'd, I'm gonna be really mad. I'll be really mad at you, Zoe. I'm just saying.
I don't think you can, because what's a cover band? I'm singing it.
Right.
It's me. I'm the one singing it, right?
However, I know in Canada, it's actually the words that are copyrighted versus the music. So if you're saying the words in the same melody, it's copyright.
I will never stop, Moy. I can't wait for that cease and desist order. That's why I do it, boy. That's the real reason. I want to see the cease and desist order that you get in the mail. And then you can say I told you so. And it'll be
What the hell? What kind of friendship is that?
That's great, dude. You could frame that. You could frame it.
I'm gonna keep doing the wrong thing until I get punished.
Frame
And then
right
once
there.
I am punished,
Frame
then
then we'll talk. I am almost, I don't know anything about music law, but like I don't think they can stop you from singing a song, all right? Like poorly singing a song.
I guess you have to be good enough for it to recognize. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're allowed to sing a song. Anyway, speaking of singing songs, that's what we do on our Discord. That's all we do is we sing to one another through text. So it's very, very musical. It is the watering hole of the Civilization Show community where we gather. It's a great way to just meet great people that love Civ. It's a great way to meet people who want to play casual Civ that's not too competitive because it's people coming together all the time. So yeah, join us on our Discord. And then, of course, we now have 5 days of the Civ Show most of the week. Starting on Sundays at 7 p.m. here on the Civ Show with the Inquisitive Otter back. You guys can come back and see how poorly I do playing Australia against the Inquisitive Otter, which I think that's why we want to tune in, right? And then, of course, we have afternoon tea with Nystagmus. I do believe we'll be rolling this week at 2 p.m. on Mondays, Eastern Standard Time. Yours truly, I've almost got my place set up, so it's a mess still. There's still lots of stuff going on, but I hope by next Tuesday I'll be fully set up. 10 a.m. Tuesdays Good Morning Amenities with Zoe, and then you got Moy at night playing illegal games that had
What?
expired and trying to get points. Oh, Moy. always cheating.
198, Zoe.
Always cheating,
198.
Moy.
198.
Hey, you know what? I probably could have done great too if I'd handed it in, a couple of days late. But I tried to get it in on time, Moy. Some of us like to play by the rules.
Oh,
but
270 something.
Hey, I like to sing. I like to sing the "Here's My Bell" song. So I don't like to follow all the rules. Anyways, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesdays, and then we wrap up every week here on the Civ Podcast 10:30. I think we have the Inquisitive Otter next week, don't we?
We do. In Inquisitive Otter,
it's gonna be exciting.
where can the people find your content as well?
Google Otter Civ 6. There you go.
You're a simple man, Otter. You're a very simple man.
It's simple. You gotta get the easiest path to find you. Otherwise, it's too difficult. Nobody will do it. So.
Thanks for coming on the podcast. We appreciate it. We'll see you on Sunday for the conclusion of our Archipelago City-State takeover. That's gonna be really, really interesting. So tune in to that one. We're gonna be rating Peppermint Butler because he's playing right now, and why not? So we're gonna go say hello to Peppermint Butler, and we'll say goodbye to you, and we'll see you all on Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.